senze baningozi. Senze baningozi over to you. I was joking. Mata. Bazalwane. Mawucaca uba sisenkonzweni. Nothi wamamnyandichaza ndithi. Thank you.
Hola, mamá.
Is that general?
General, it's Mike.
Testing 1 2, testing 1 2.
Dumelang. Ke rata go dumedisa Badimo, our creator, our bishops, our pastors in the church. And everyone, I am humbled to be in the house of the Lord. All my life, I never knew God, Jesus. And from what Tabile has said, the Holy Spirit was forever with me. The journey of Odile, how she came, and the family crisis that I was in as a young girl. God was with me. I pulled through, and I was asking myself, when as I'm old, how did I make it? But now I know, as late as I have known God, I know now that God was with me.
Amen.
Because the safety that He provided for me was extreme. I could have died, everything could have happened to me. But so the story going forward now is because of time, Tabile is born and taken to relatives due to the perpetrator wanting to take her away from me. And then I met a guy that I knew, and I was bitter. I hated men. So that her a proposer, I was very, very skeptical to be dating at that time. But he pursued for 1.5 years, after a year, until I gave in, and then he married me. But before the marriage, I felt pregnant kgwedi e ke dumetseng gore re ratane nna le ena. But before that, Tabile has forgotten to tell you gore I gave birth to her on my birthday. So uNkulunkulu, yes, wanted me to be supported forever, because every time when it's the 22nd of April, me and her will have that bond. And the Holy Spirit had made me not to see her as a child of rape, because if that was the case, I wouldn't be here with her. So uNkulunkulu had protected me as a young girl and made me not to even abort. And there's a little story when I was pregnant, my grandmother and a friend, because my great grandmother is from Botswana. We come from a royal family. So she was raped in the family. I didn't know the type of rape, incest. She was raped by a family member, and then she ran away from Botswana, came to South Africa. Half from South Africa, found work Kodi Farmung, as you know that Abilungu, Abanama farm all over Fire town. And then my great grandmother was raped, and then she conceived my grandmother, but not out of rape. And then my grandmother was raped as well, yeah, by a white man. Unfortunately, my grandmother conceived 3 children out of that OT. One is, which is my mom, and then my 2 uncles. Yeah? And then my mom was gang raped as well. As also way to my relatives. And then I was raped, and then conceived Utabi. Utabile was raped, and then my little sister was raped. So as soon as I realized that this thing is going on, and I was now a Christian, I started to rebuke rape in my family. So I promise you, no child or no girl child in my family will be raped again. Now, I'm now with this guy, and the guy is someone I knew, and then eventually we were together, and I'm pregnant. Ne? And now the red flags are starting to show that this man is abusive. But at that time, I did not know that it was abuse. So he had beaten me when I was pregnant with the second daughter, the Tabile's little sister. And then he ubengishaya ngentambo ye-electricity. And then avoiding to beat me on the stomach, but he beat me everywhere. I conceived, after I delivered, because he wanted to marry me when I was pregnant. The family said, no, wait for the child to come. Sister Katabile came, and then after that, then Amalobolo, during the week of the Amalobolo. On Tuesday, I remember the day very well. We had a small argument. He beat me blue, black, purple. And on Saturday, he's going to keep her Amalobolo. And then I'm saying to my family, I cannot proceed with this because this person has shown me Uyashaya, and I'm afraid that this is not gonna stop. My family said, no, don't come and embarrass us. Don't even start. Because we're not gonna have laughing stock like Alex. But it has never happened. So I had to accept and then go back to where I didn't want to go back to. And that was the beginning of my journey of abuse. It went on for many years. For many years, guys, for many years. And it was all about tolerance, denial from my side, because I thought that every mother, every woman in a marriage is experiencing this. And the problem now is this: if you are married to a woman and you feel that when as a husband unamalungelo and you take his sex by force, guys, that one is the worst. Because my husband would do that, and now he reminded me of what had happened to me. Because I thought he was gonna protect me. He will not repeat what was done to me. Now it's because I married you. You're not gonna deny me. So Abo Mama, when they say I'm tired, dig deep and don't take it light. I know what. And then I married you for what? Pay back the man by forcing yourself on the woman. Make sure that you understand good headaches, because we are not able to deny you openly. We come up with excuses. Sometimes it's because there are problems emshadweni. We are not happy. So kuthiwa umfazi akwate ukusuka la ukufika la waste. Going down, you're not supposed to be angry. Okay, so ngilapho ke emshadweni. Abuse now continues. The beating, types of abuse is physical, is emotional, is financial. Unfortunately, we don't have time. And then it is spiritual. Psychological, mental, economical. Guningi. I enjoyed every one of them. The worst then is then when my partner, I now realize that I'm in trouble. This is not the marriage that God gave me. I want to divorce. And then one says, insert inside my vagina. So I'm leaving him, no man will enter me. So there is even witchcraft in these cases. So, this other time we are fighting. That is when my life changed. We are fighting. We fought from Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Because now I've accumulated anger. I'm bitter. So that weekend I wanted to kill him. I'm telling him, don't sleep, because you won't wake up alive. Have your weapons, I'll have mine. So it's 3 days, none of sleeping. We sleep like Amakundwa. But I decided, okay, how am I gonna kill this man and go to jail and have a stigma around myself and my two beautiful girls. Noma I come back, ngiyenzile sengifila relieved ukuthi ngibulale i-perpetrate. Abantu bazo-still bangibiza ngalo sisi lo wabulala indoda. Nabantwana bami bazothi hayi lo uyamkhumbula umama wabulala indoda. So I decided to leave. I went to the police station. The police station took me to Adapt, and then Adapt took me to a shelter. I stayed at a shelter for a year. So we were people able to stand the business cool. So amongst the shelter, I had to decide now what do I want to do. Remember, you cannot leave a relationship and wake up and you are happy. And it doesn't go. You want to go back and fix, right? So a shelter, I had to think to say, is it worth it to go back there? Yes. What do I do? I need to have a plan. So initially, I'm an academic. So I went back to school because I wanted to go to varsity. I rewrote my matric because my marks didn't allow me to go to varsity. I, at 40, went back to school, rewrote, achieve, and then because then varsity was not option, I went to college, and then I studied umsebenzi ngoyenza manje ku-Adapt. So i-Adapt is an entity that is based like Alexander, edila nge-gender-based violence. Sinama-office Oliver Tambo laba abahlala e-Alexis, amanye semasakhane eklinikhi, e-15 e-police station. And then laba abahlala kuMalboro, Bramley, there's a social worker. Santin, abahlali ama-settlement e-Santin. And then laba base e-Lona, e-River Park, e-Sandringham, there's a service there. So guys, in a nutshell, yonke into esenzakalelayo, it's on our shoulders. I blamed my partner until I realized that it's not his fault, it's my fault. You can ask me why. I tolerated Begezela syndrome. I knew things were wrong, but I would go back and have hope. So the cycle of abuse cannot break if when you don't break it. You are the one who must break it. Now from what Upu Charles was saying, I then make me understand that before I see a monster, there's a human being. So Ubabalo, as much as we are seated here, we go back home, at least when umbiza a monster, umbiza a perpetrator, umbiza a offender. But this is the man that you have children with. You have built an empire with, who invested. Don't take it light. So if you want to stay, make sure that you seek help. Because that's what was done for me. I had to introspect, what is the part that I played in this? My part was there, and I had to deal with my part. Realistically, it was not nice for me to be pointing fingers. Everyone was wrong, wrong, wrong. What about these three fingers that are pointing at me? So it was not nice because I was even swearing at my psychologist. So I had to come back to reality to say, who am I and how did I get myself into this? Amen. Now, finally, it's now about I'm a plan one and succeeding in what I was implementing. And I succeeded. Because now I removed everyone else, even abantwana abanye. But now it's about me. Because as she was saying, time iyahamba. So I got back to school, and then I eventually Adapt hired me. So a career path is purely on me on a daily, empowering myself to be what I want to be from the beginning, before I invested in them and in him. And then remember guys, uthabile khulume ngama gifts. Go and search, go and do your soul searching ukuthi ama gifts wakho akuphi wenzani ngawo. I've got tons and tons, I can proudly tell you, I've got tons and tons of gifts. Bese kulandela iskill. Bese kulandela talent. So we are not for waste. Marathina siyaflasha. We just want izinto eziseduze, and then we start creating our webs, and then we've got our excuses, and then we don't want to do anything but blame everyone else. Yonke lento esidiscuthayo is something that can build us and get us where we want to go, both genders. Angisakhulumi ngabo mama kuphela. So now, whilst umama no baba bashayela nge-anaconda, children are suffering. My little daughter is married now, uhlala ePretoria. I have a feeling that she's in an abusive relationship. And uzohlala because nami ngahlala. So let's educate abantwana. Into wrong is wrong. And let's not allow our children to be in the same situations as we, because we are afraid to sizohleka. Ngishadisile last year, this year abantwana baya divorce. It's not working. Otherwise you'll bury. Now adapt has got cases ezibhlungu. Khona la Alex. Ezibhlungu guys, ezibhlungu. We still have men umama makabuye emsebenzini bamfaka imino to feel ukuthi ulele nobani. Here in Alex, we still have abo mama wake up in the morning and say, ubaba manje emsebenzini uyangilandelela, uyangistalker. Daki ngama uyabona Alex, there's corners everywhere. Umama makabuye afanele angene endlini ngo6 because when you expect ukuthi abuye ngo6, makungashaya u1 minute past 6, she is gonna be beaten black, purple and red. Ubaba urape umama afake i-cell phone ku-vagina kamama. Kuthi yena yile cell phone ekufebisayo, come la, and then I insert her right through the vagina. So the things that are happening, and our office is flooding with pain. I'm even thinking of resigning because it's too much. It's all about evil, evil, evil. And then Utabile as she turned na yawashaya i-cul-de-sac. Abo mama, the way being beaten upon, I disrespected i-partner yami ngimbiza ngamagama because I'm angry. Ngimdimina, ngimletha to the level I want him to be in. What does that do to a man? So, ngicela ke ukuthi sithi ama product ka Charles ayasebenza. Ama product ka Adapt ayasebenza. And ku Adapt sinama social worker wabo baba. Abahlala nawe bakunike the same service enikwa umama. So, njengoba singiwashila ama office wethu, nina nikwaziyo ukufika nizofika. Don't allow ama situation wenu ukuthi anenze ukuthi nize nishone. And right now as a country, sine mental health problem. We are all having it. Ifana ne-TB, it is triggered by wonke lama situations, and then you become depressed, and then you become suicidal, and some succeed and kill themselves. So asingayivumini leso spirit asisibulaleni by seeking help. There is no way that a man doesn't have help. There is help for men as well. Reach out and speak to someone. Yeah, Bob.
Kucela nabo mama batano noma gift yakho.